Där!
Abba is the initials of our first names.
Well, it's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes to work together, but it's all right.
It
I'll
works
say.
out all right.
That was a good test, I like that.
Let's see what happens.
And I'm sorry, wait, there's only a people.
Okay,
Fine.
let's go.
I want to make sure before we really begin that the host of the show pronounces your names properly. So if you can give us the definitive pronunciation of your own names, so he can do it.
Björn Ulvaeus.
And my name is Agneta Fältskog Ulvaeus. And we both are married.
And he'll have no problem with pronouncing
No.
No, that'll be easy for him.
the name. So much of the press in America that I've read on Abba has been associated with numbers and of international success. And I thought that it'd be nice for this time out that we really concentrate on music, because that's how the numbers were born.
Yeah,
The numbers that made the numbers, I
yeah,
guess.
right.
Which might be a pleasant change. You know, do you sometimes feel that there is too much of a concentration on sales, on achievements?
Definitely yes, especially in Sweden.
So we are very used to that.
Every time we make the headlines, it's about something that we've invested in or something that we bought, and it gets to be a drag after some time.
You have to keep reminding people you're a musical group.
Right. This is what we do too, We never talk about it ourselves, about this. They was just write-ups,
They always seem to glom onto that, huh?
Pardon?
They always seem to grab onto that, the writers,
Yeah, yeah.
under the stature and the size. Last night, it seemed really fitting. I didn't see the show when I was on an airplane, but it seemed really fitting that of all groups in the world that Abba should be playing a UNICEF concert because of the international scope of your own careers. How did you feel when you were asked? Were you asked to do this?
Yeah, we were asked by David Frost's office, I think. But of course, the idea originally came from the Bee Gees and Robert Stigwood. And we were very flattered because this is really the first opportunity we've had and anybody's had really in the pop field to contribute.
And it's a good
that
thing to
thing.
do also.
Especially UNICEF, because UNICEF goes straight to, the basic needs. No between hands and nothing like that.
That's right. The money goes straight to buying milk, buying
Right.
Water.
medicine,
And even water, right?
and even water. So, when it came to pick a song to play at this concert, which would be heard and seen around the world, and it is the year of the child. What song did you pick?
Well, when we were invited, we didn't have a song. So we wrote one for the event. Or we would have written it anyway, but it came out well, and we thought it would be very good for this special event. It's about a child, really, too. Chiquitita means little girl.
Right. Can you tell us a story about the?
You had some problems with the lyrics at first. At first we
Yes.
tried another lyrics to the melody, but it didn't came out too good. So Björn tried to write a new lyric, and it went out very nice.
It came out too good.
I'm sorry?
You said it came out too good, the first lyric?
No.
not
Oh, not-
too good to the melody. That's what happens sometimes, that the lyrics are not good to the melody when you come to the studio, and that's what happened. So he had to write new lyrics to it.
And how was it received last night?
Very well, I felt. And, well, everybody's been telling us it's a good song. We don't know. We have to see when the audience really judge, after the record's been released.
And they have a chance to vote in their own
Yeah, right.
fashion. This is the first time you played in America in quite some time. Just this one little. It wasn't even in America, technically, was it?
No, wasn't right. You're right. I didn't think of that, but It's neutral ground, isn't
Right.
it? Well, we've been doing television a lot in America. Recently, we did the Olivia Newton-John special, but that was in L.A. together with Andy Gibb.
That was last May, yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you sort of stayed away from touring here extensively.
We stay away from touring, in Europe as well. But it seems now that we're going to tour next fall.
Is there a reason you stayed away from touring, that you haven't toured as much as?
We haven't had time, actually. It takes really a lot of time for the boys writing all the material. So that's why. And we did a very big tour in Australia and Europe. When was that? 76?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah, I
haven't
think-
toured yet
I
since
don't
then.
think people know about the amount of time that goes into writing and recording an album. Maybe we should talk about that. Do you mark out times of the year that are writing times and other times of the year that are recording times?
Not really. One thing, every empty day we fill out with writing. That's for sure. And then we we record an album over a period of 1 year, but we're not in the studio all that time. Maybe sometimes we're in the studio 3 days a week, 2 days a week, and sometimes a whole week. But it seems it gets better if you have a longer period of time, because you can think of new things, and material doesn't come out similarly,
And by staying away from touring, you get to write about experiences that real people have, don't you?
Pardon?
By staying away from touring and staying away from always being immersed in the record business, you get to have some experiences to write about, that people can relate to.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would guess.
Mm.
Don't you think? I mean, do you?
Yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, whatever you do, wherever you are, there are things that you can write about.
Because some people have problems writing because they tour a lot, or because they're always involved with the business. Sometimes their songs totally have lost relation with people.
Mm. But yeah, maybe. I don't understand some groups tour so much, how they can find the time to write.
Mhm.
They do. Some of them really good too. But I guess the recording groups, the pure recording groups, don't tour that much. Like the Bee Gees haven't toured much, because I suppose they spend as much time in the studio as we do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they're different
Mm.
media, aren't they? They're different forms of expression. The touring, the studio, and the stage.
Yeah,
Mm.
different things.
So the way that you would express a song could be completely different than live.
Anyway, it's very hard to do it live. It's always very hard.
Okay. Let's go back into your past and figure out how this got together, and how it's worked. I want to the American audience, the idea of rock and roll in Sweden might seem a bit foreign. What did you listen to when you were kids? Is there did you listen to American records, English records?
We listen to everything, but we listen to different things, I think, the four of us. Because I know Frida was most into jazz,
Yeah.
and I wasn't. I listened to Connie Francis and very romantic Carole King, a lot of that kind of artists. And
Yeah.
of course the Beatles. I was grown up with the Beatles all the time.
Did you have?
And Elvis Presley.
Did you have certain heroes and people you admired? Cut out pictures of them and put them on your wall.
Yes, oh yes.
Oh, who was that? You never told me.
I did, oh yes I did.
Who is it?
Men det var någon utav dem.
Mm.
Oh, from Paul McCartney. And we had the opportunity to meet him when we were in London for was was it 3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
or
something like
one
that.
month maybe. That was really kick.
It's always thrilling to hear that because the people who've done well recording get, still have heroes, people that they.
Yeah, but they are a legend, and it's always nice to meet people that are legends.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
as for Benny and me, I mean, when the Beatles started writing their own material, that was a completely new thing. And that was actually the thing that made us start writing as well.
Hmm.
What was
Because
the-
before, there was never any interest before in the people who wrote the songs. They were obscure people in the background
Hmm.
writing songs for the big stars. See what I mean? So we just used to sing songs, and never thinking about writing any. But then the Beatles came, and that was a real kick.
And we was inspired very much by Beach Boys as well.
Yeah.
I was.
Same
I
thing
really
with
like the
Brian
sound
Wilson.
still. It's good.
I guess the harmonies and
Yeah, they
everything, the way they do the records, the way they sing.
they've been an
Interest.
inspiration, definitely.
the production, I should imagine.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, in most facets, I would say, the writing, the production, and everything.
Then maybe a little Phil Spector. Were you listening to Phil Spector's records?
Yes.
Yes, of course, and like I was saying the other day to somebody at a newspaper or something, there's not a producer living who hasn't tried a little Phil Spector every now and then.
It's very original sound.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such definite sound anywhere. I mean, nobody ever invented a sound like that.
They made it work.
No, right.
These cascading sound
Yeah.
Mm.
frescoes that he paints.
It's very funny because there isn't. What else can you mention but the Phil Spector sound that is so unique? I mean, as a sound. I mean, lots of groups have sounds, but here was this producer inventing really something.
Yeah.
He's great.
When the Beatles started writing, was it a sort of a thing that you realized you could do it too? That it wasn't impossible to write songs? That you could just let your mind stretch and go for it?
Right. That's exactly what happened. And once you start, it was impossible. I mean, I know I could sit for hours and hours and hours. And there was something driving me. And I don't know what really, but something. And that kick came from the Beatles, definitely.
What was it like when you wrote your first song? How did you feel afterwards?
How about you?
I'm writing as well, you see. Not so much as the boys, but I started my solo career in Sweden when I was 18 years by writing own songs. So I know how it is and how hard it is to write songs. Sit down.
How did that first time though, when you...
I wrote my own first song when I was 5 years old. That was really a kick.
Do you remember it?
Yes, I remember it.
What was it called?
It was about two small trolls.
Trolls.
You know what I mean?
From fairy tales.
Yeah,
these
that met each other.
little men.
Living on the bridge.
This thing is very big in Sweden or Scandinavia
Mm.
about mysterious people living in the woods and all that.
So you saved all those old songs?
Sorry.
You saved all those old songs?
If I saved them?
Did you save them?
Yeah, I registered them in my head.
You get to play them back in your own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you were a very romantic sort of little girl when you were, child.
Yeah, I was really. Mm. Not anymore, but.
And you wrote poems.
Yeah.
Vers, poesi.
Yes, I did. My diary book.
And the first song that she had a hit with, you were 18 or something.
Mm.
It was also really romantic, Very much indeed. I fell in love with that song. I fell in
Mhm.
love with her when I heard the song.
Do you really?
You
Yeah,
really
more or
liked
less,
it?
yeah.
What song what was the name of it?
It was called I Was So In Love.
That helped. Did you know each other at the time?
No.
No, but we got to know each other 1 year after that, I think.
Yeah.
We were in the same TV program.
And did you go up to her and say, I fell in love with you when I heard
No. Yes, he did.
Not quite like that, but
I was freezing, and he wanted to hold my hand to warm me. So it was.
That was very kind of you.
Mm.
well, I've always been extremely polite and very kind.
May cover your hand, yes. Okay, so the kind of songs you were singing, were you working with a band at that time?
Yes, I was working with a dance band in 2-3 years, and there was.
What would a dance band be in American terms? Would that be like a?
Oh yeah, you don't have
It's
that.
very typically for Sweden. I think those we have those folk parks that artist is touring in, and there it always is a dance band with a girl or boy singing.
Yeah, they're usually like 5 or 6 people in that band. Bass drums, guitar, keyboards. You know, like ordinary group setup, really.
Mm.
But they're not really, usually not a pop group. They're a dance band. They play music that people could dance to. It's very strange. I don't
It's
think
not very strange.
No, but they don't
Maybe
have that anywhere else.
No. Maybe it sounds.
Not the
strange.
very same thing, anyway.
Well, we do, but we didn't call them dance bands. But when I was
What do you
growing
call
up,
them?
They were just bands, and
Yeah.
there would be dances every Friday and Saturday night. They'd
Mhm.
at a roller rink or something,
Uh-huh.
and the band would play with very similar instrumentation.
Uh-huh.
It would be, they'd do some rock and roll songs, and then they'd do some ballads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's very similar then.
And it would be on the weekends that
Yes.
you would work.
Mm.
And at that time, I was in a folk group, the Kingston Trio type of thing.
Why were you doing folk? I mean, because you mentioned that you were impressed by Brian Wilson and the Spectre records, but you were playing folk music at that time.
Well, that was because before all of that happened, with the Beach Boys and the Beatles, I was in a folk group then too. And I mean, the Kingston Trio was before that, during the 50s somewhere. And for some reason, I wasn't playing rock and roll, I was playing folk music instead.
Well, at that time, rock and roll was pretty bad.
Yeah, except for Elvis, of course.
But in between Elvis and the Beatles again.
Yeah, right.
What kind of folk songs were you singing?
From the beginning, mostly the American stuff, the same kind of thing that the Brothers Four, Peter, Paul and Mary, would sing. So we just, mimicking. But then eventually, when we got our first hit, we started singing in Swedish and picking up Swedish folk songs and old Swedish songs.
And were you adapting them, rearranging?
Yeah, right.
Gee, why do you suppose, it's interesting to me, as an American, that American music, folk music, or American rock and roll would be accepted in another country. Is there anything universal in that kind of music?
In rock and roll, definitely, yes. I mean, there's no country in the world where people don't like rock and roll, I think. And it must be the mixture. I mean, you're all Europeans from the beginning, and you got this black influence and everything, and out comes rock and roll. And it's irresistible.
So that's how, let me just check the tape on this thing. We're doing fine. Now you and Benny met kind of strangely, because I believe it happened twice. Right?
What do you mean, met twice?
That you met twice. Once you met at some party I read, and then...
That's right. We met at a party, and we wrote a song at that party, or afterwards. And that was the first song.
He was in sort of a rival band?
Not a rival band, because he was in a pure rock group. And this They were inspired by the Beatles, but they were playing old rock and roll songs. Very strange kind of setup, actually, because... but they were the most successful band in Scandinavia at that time.
I thought it was really unusual that the song was written, I believe, in a paper mill.
Yeah, that's right. We were trying to find a place where they could set up his organ or his electric piano, whatever it was. And we couldn't find a place. We started off because it was in my hometown. And we started off in my basement, but it was too loud, we couldn't stay there. So my father said, here's the key, you can go out to my office, and he was working at the paper mill.
So that's it.
So we did, And we wrote a song.
At least you didn't have to worry about running out of lead sheets.
No, there was plenty of paper.
What was the song?
It was called Isn't It Easy to Say?
Was it?
Yeah. No. Well, it came quite easy.
Collaborating with a new person for the first time is sometimes like meeting someone you're going to fall in love with for the first time or something. There's a whole chemistry that occurs, isn't there?
Yeah, and we found that we enjoyed very much doing the very same thing. And we found also that we had that we could sit for hours and hours without getting tired of it, which is also very important, because if you give up too early, you're never going to achieve anything. This is writing songs. I feel is really a matter of going on and on and on till something comes. And
not giving up.
And not giving up, never giving up.
Because some people say, if it's not happening, forget it, and we'll walk away and do another song.
That might go for some people, I don't know, but it doesn't work for us anyway.
What happens if you do a stop is that it's very hard to get over the treasure again, start it all over again. I mean, if you have a stop for half a year or 1 year,
Yeah.
I think you have to write all the time.
Yeah, it's a craft, isn't it? Like,
It is a craft in many respects, but the inspiration comes, I feel.
When you hear a lot of good music, as you do here.
Yeah, that's an inspiration. But the main inspiration to us anyway is when something comes up, and suddenly somebody plays a good hook line or something. That's an inspiration. But the rest, to reach that point, is very much disciplined work.
yeah, hard to, and you have to sit down, you have to make sure you do it. It's
Yeah.
like going to a job,
Yeah.
Mm.
right?
But then suddenly when that comes up, it's magic.
About 20% left.
And so it was magic when you,
Reach the point when something comes, yeah.
and you and Benny knew that immediately. Now you all didn't know each other at this time, right? You still have yet to meet.
Yes, Benny and I met first, and that was about 65 or something like that. And we met in
69.
69. Benny and Frida met in 69 as well.
And Prina and I met on the first TV program that I made, and it was the first for her as well, as a solo singer. I mean, we were in the same program the first time we were on television, and had no idea that what was going to come.
Did you talk to each other at that time? Did you?
A little bit, yes. We knew each other in the name.
Through reputation, right?
I mean, by records and
Right.
everything. Mm.
And when you met, you had no inkling that you'd never meet again. It was just hello, how are you?
Yeah, it was just hello. Maybe we see each other again. Bye bye.
Right. Okay. Now, you were entering songs in Swedish Song Contest right from the beginning with Benny. Is that correct?
Well, the song contest had been going on for quite many years. The first time we entered with a song was that in 70 or 71 something?
Which one do you mean?
I mean the one with Lena Anderson.
That must be
72.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the year before Ring Ring,
Yeah,
and that was
72.
73. So that will be 72 the first time.
That's the first time. but that was with another artist on Polar Records.
By then you had become a producer with Polar.
Yes. That happened on the day of our marriage, actually. Because the producer who was on Polar at that time, he died. The day after, the same day, right?
Same day we married, so that was very tragic.
But from that day, I was, and Benny too, we were working as producers on Polar. And at that time, we didn't co-own it or anything. We were just hired as producers.
How'd you feel? Was this like, had you done a lot of work in the studio before? I mean, was this like an immense new toy that had been given to you to play with?
No, we had done some productions before, of course. Freelance things. And anyway, what we were doing with separate groups, we were producing as well, you know. Or co-producing. So it wasn't new to us. The thing that was new really was the fact that, okay, here's a job, here's something I'm responsible for, this and that artist, you know, and that was different.
You were, as I recall, writing tunes that people had said, "Oh, hello, won't you join us?" Shopping spree. You were writing tunes, I read, that everybody said should be winning song contests. I mean, people, when they weren't winning the song contest, people were almost up in arms.
That's right.
Did you agree with them? You agreed with them?
Oh yeah, we did. We thought that definitely that was the best song that year. And that was the Swedish part of the Eurovision. Thing is that each country has their own competition before, you know, to pick the song that's going to enter the big thing. And I think we came number 3 or something. And there was, people were mad, you know, telephone calls and writing to papers and everything. But I think maybe we were lucky not to win because we were not quite as prepared for it as we were the year after when we really won, you know.
Well, Abba didn't really exist at that time as Abba, right?
No.
It was,
It was the four names: Björn, Benny, Agneta, and Anfrid.
it's very hard to say fast for a disc jockey to play a
Yeah,
record.
that's why
Yeah.
we had the Abba.
So you're in a way you were glad that it didn't win that year. It wasn't.
It wasn't because of the names.
No, but now when we see it, I mean, I think we were happy not to win because we were really not ready for it. And we had not planned everything as carefully as we had the year after.
You planned very definitely a strategy then.
No, but everything was ready, you know. The records were there. Every record company throughout Europe, they were aware of this might happen, and they had 100,000 records out the day after and all that, you know. And during that year, after Ring Ring, we traveled a little, you know, doing television here and there. And we got some experience from that too. So we knew that if something happens here in Brighton, we knew exactly what we would have to do the year after.
Song festivals have never really made it in America. They've never really been accepted. As people have attempted it. It's hard for Americans perhaps to realize the tremendous impact of song festivals. But I remember reading, usually the artist that wins the song festival is it's a very conservative package. And usually the song becomes a hit for a couple of weeks and then
Yeah.
You probably, as I recall, you were going in to change all that.
Well, I guess we did, but nobody's done the same thing after, I'm afraid. Not to my knowledge, anyway. And I agree with you. I mean, the Eurovision thing is the very same thing, very conservative packages. And one-hit wonders, really, most of them. I mean, every winner is, almost all of them are completely forgotten by now.
Do you suppose it was the impact of the performance, the fact that it stood out so much that it registered in people's minds? that night?
It was
Yeah.
a very different song, anyway.
Yeah.
Mostly it is ballads and that sort of things that wins. But our song was very outstanding,
And we
and
didn't.
we were outstanding as well. I think in our outfits. I don't know if you've seen us, but
And we didn't care, about. We didn't do the typical Eurovision song that you were supposed to do to win. We didn't care about that. This was, to us, just a means to get outside Sweden, to be able to show ourselves to so many people at the same time. And we really didn't care whether we came, 5 or 10 or anything. We knew that we had a good song, and we knew that we had the music. So, to us, Eurovision was just, the way to get out of Sweden, because there was no other way. Have you turned it around? Or?
I think otherwise I think it's 4.
People write all the time, and they have a lot of songs that they're really close to. How do you decide when you're going to enter a song in a song contest, Waterloo specifically? How do you know this is the song you're going to choose? What made you feel that song was special?
Well, I remember we had 2 songs to choose from, but we really felt that Waterloo was... Excuse me, could you please shut up over there?
No, keep it down.
You want
What-
to join us? Do you want me to be here?
No.
Just wanted to sit down and join us.
You can take my place.
Anyway, Waterloo was something that we wanted to show that was really Abba. And we felt very confident doing it. Had fun with it, which is very important. And I think we had an idea that it would be different from the other songs entering. Olivia entered that year, by the way,
Yeah.
with
Long live love.
which was, the typical. She wasn't happy about that.
It was not that bad, I think.
Well, it was a typical Eurovision
Yeah,
thing.
it was.
Anyway.
Did you have an assault plan on the world after that? Did you decide, okay, this is it, this is our chance, so we're going to take it?
Yes. In the way that we knew that we would have so many television offers, and we would almost take them all. We traveled a lot that year. Really did.
I guess by... Oh, go ahead.
And made television everywhere, and, all around Europe.
I guess by having a year that you could, by saying, okay, this year we are really going to tour and we're going to really do it, then you could gain the time that you wanted later in life.
Yeah. I mean, that what we did then has helped us along the way now. 'Cause nowadays we don't have to do that much television promotion. That is in Europe. But that was because of all the things we did the first year.
Good thinking.
I guess so.
Good thinking. You've had a chance, a rare opportunity, and you may join in on this question too, of seeing audiences all over the world speaking different languages, reacting to songs in English, and all gaining something from that. Really creating almost Esperanto music in a sense. That must be quite interesting. Do you have recollections of that?
Well, first of all, we haven't toured that much, really. We've done one major tour and one semi-major tour. And we've played a few places, in every country in Europe, except for the southern part of Europe, and then Australia, but that's about all. Really is.
But your records have been accepted everywhere.
Oh, yes. That's true.
What is it in the music you suppose that touches that common nerve that makes in the world that makes a song like Fernando like Edna or SOS and Small Room Dancing Queen the Dole
We've had that question many times, and it still is very
It's
hard
very
to answer.
hard to analyze in music.
Yeah. We really don't know, but I would say that since we're very much into melodies, and it seems that a melody can be accepted everywhere in the world.
And surely the sound of words can be accepted, huh?
Pardon?
The sound of words, too.
Yeah, sure,
Mm.
sure.
Do you choose certain words, maybe, that will carry a sound that goes beyond the meaning of the word?
Yes, occasionally.
Sit down here instead.
It's happening.
Do you want me to join the talk?
Oh, please, I
Yeah.
really would. Love it if you could. There's room right there in the middle.
Nej,
You two
jag säger inget ändå så det spelar ingen roll.
Hello?
You were saying.
This is a very strange interview.
Is it live?
It's memorized. You were saying about the words. We were talking about the.
Yeah, talking about the sound of the words together with the music, yes.
We've, many times we've used titles that are sort of catchy and can be understood everywhere in the world. We had a feeling for that, of course, being Europeans and not English speaking, really, which you don't realize here, that if you have long titles, it's pretty hard to catch for people in Europe.
And by English not being the native tongue, you can hear effects of in the English language that people who speak it are used to, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
I mean, well, enough of that. I want to talk about Abba the album. Abba the book, Abba the movie, Abba the group. That was sort of a step into a concept album, wasn't it? Let's put it that way.
Partly, yes. I'd say partly. Because maybe 15 minutes of the album is this little mini musical thing. Which is, I mean, that's a concept. We used that for stage. On the road in 77, was it? Yeah. 78. No, 77. And but otherwise, I mean, when we write, we just try to write a good song, and whatever comes up, I mean, it could be anything. We're not thinking of in a certain direction for this album, or we're not thinking about what we are going to write and what style and all that. We just sit down, and it might come up anything, as long as we like it. I mean.
Do you get into message songs? Do you have certain philosophies of life that you've developed that you want to get across in those?
Well, not so far. We haven't put that into the music. I mean, there's a lot of things that you have opinions about, and things that you would like to say to people, but not in that way. I think music should be something apart from that. For now, that is. I mean, for us, for Abba, because it's just purely entertainment, isn't it? The kind of music that we represent. It's made to entertain people and for people to listen to and enjoy. And if you want to put in messages, I mean, political or whatever, it's something apart from that. And if you do, you have to be really careful, I guess.
Certainly some attitudes.
Because you always change your mind, don't you? I mean, what I'm saying today maybe doesn't count in 10 years. If I write music, it's the same thing, but it's not that tough. I don't have to stick to my well, what I feel today is it's not. I know for sure it's not going to be the same thing as I feel in 10 years.
Sort of because the attitude changes and
Like a politician.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
You get older. I mean, you realize things and you see things in a different way.
Certainly the style of your music is evolving, isn't it?
Well, yes, I guess, because there's so much going on and we hear a lot. We hear everything that's happening. Slightly changing, I mean.
When you go into the studio to record, are your songs all worked out before you go in, or do you use the studio as a testing ground?
Yeah, you can say that. We know basically what we want to do when we go into the studio. So we always start with, the two of us and maybe 2 and 3 other guys, bass player and drummer, and the electric guitar, and we sit there and we just play it through and build from that.
You live on an island now, do you?
No. We live in...
Stockholm is built on islands, so actually we
yeah,
do-
that's right, but you're referring to that, well,
Our summer house is
The
is
summer
on an
houses, yeah.
island outside Stockholm.
That's where you go in the summers? And
yeah,
What's it like?
that's a nice place.
Small,
Yeah.
small houses.
Very small houses, yeah.
But they're not the only one. There's a lot of houses on that island. I think 40 maybe. So we're not alone there.
But it's a nice place. The Stockholm archipelago is consisting of 25,000 different islands, big and small. And it's a huge area and lots of water. It's beautiful. One of the nicest places in the world, I think.
You hear so much about, so many English bands have left England because of taxes, and
Yeah.
of course we followed Ingmar Bergman's
Yeah.
intrigues,
Mm.
And you stayed. Obviously you love your country very much.
Yes, we do. And I think it's easier to, if you want to, I mean, move away from your home country. I think it's much easier to do that when you're 19, 20, 22 years old than if you're 33. Because, I mean, the older you get, the harder it will be. I feel, because you get your friends and you know how much that is worth. I mean, to really be into other people closely, and also family. I mean, the children. Some of them want to stay, and some of them might want to come along, and you can't just do that. Let the children to face a situation where they have to choose.
Do you get a chance to read your fan mail much?
What?
Do you get a chance to read your fan mail very often?
Oh, yes.
What do they tell you? What do you hear back from people?
You mean from my children or what?
No, when you hear from fans, when they write
From
you.
fans?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said family.
Oh.
Fans. Oh, well, I don't know what I mean, they're always, it's a normal thing. When you meet them, they're happy to see you, and they tell us that they enjoy what we're doing, and they say, I like this and that and this and that. It's,
I'm curious if they send back new meanings to your songs, if they have moving, maybe your songs move them in a certain way.
I know that, I mean, for a fact, I mean, the younger children, our fans are taking us very, very seriously. And they feel us a very big part of their lives. I mean, in Sweden, I know it is for a fact, because they had an article where somebody had interviewed a lot of children on their view upon Abba and what, because I mean they're impersonating us, in school, and they're sort of living together with us, many of them, and that's pretty tough, because you can't. I mean, I myself couldn't feel that as a responsibility to sort of stand up to their expectations of me or of us. But it's a nice situation to live with in a way, but it's also very sort of scary.
sort of like they're talking about another person, huh?
Yeah, in a way. And I mean, if there was some article about that Abba should move from Sweden and live in America, whatever, like a year ago. And the way they reacted upon that, I mean, children were crying, and they thought they can't do that. Which was, I mean, was just a false alarm because we never mentioned it. Somebody just made it up. But when you realize that it's so, that they take it so seriously, it's a bit frightening.
There is a certain kind of power that is bestowed upon pop stars, whether you want it or not, isn't there?
Yeah, well. It's that's the bad part of this. I mean, it should be enough with creating music and perform it, and that's it, without anything else. I mean, involved. That would be the ideal situation, but it comes with it.
Speaking about creating music, is there a time that you arrived at the Abba sound when you realized you had it? Was it a matter of experimentation to come to this sound?
No, I don't think I think the sound we have is not. It's not really. It's not a sound. I think it's more a mixture between the girls' voices and the way we put the melodies and arrangement together. The way we use the instruments. It's not. We're not trying to make a big sound or a special, definite sound in drums or in any instrument. We're just trying to make it like a web, fill in the holes all the time. I think that's the sound. It's more a musical sound than it is a studio, a sound.
Very rich, fat sound that you...
Is it really? I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
maybe it feels like that because it's so many different things in it. Different small melodies coming up in here and there.
Yeah,
small things. I mean, that's what makes it, I think.
I was listening to some records a couple days ago, and I was amazed by how you keep it straight, how you remember where everything is.
Yeah, well, sometimes it gets too much, I mean, it's all of a sudden we take things away because it's just too many things in there.
Alan, I have to call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been nice talking to you anyway for a short while.
Been a pleasure. Would you like to, can I just ask one thing about Abba's future? What your goals are, what your immediate...
And that's it. That has to be it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
As I see, the main thing in our future now is to trying to well, sort of conquer America, because we haven't done that. I feel like we need to spend a lot more time here than we've done throughout the years that have passed. And we're coming here for a tour in late summer, beginning of fall. Eventually, a television special, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on America, because it is a challenge. I mean, we've found that everywhere else in the world where we have been and where we put in effort to promote ourselves and the music, it's really working like for anybody else. I mean, there's nobody else.
Yeah, here's sort of like everybody knows the music, but they don't know...
That's right. I mean, because, we're not available. Our faces are not available, and our voices and our music performances. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm looking forward to see what happens.
How about musical worlds to conquer?
Pardon?
You have musical worlds to conquer too?
Musical what?
Worlds.
Worlds.
Conquer. Horizons, new musical vistas you haven't...
No, well, we'll see about that. I mean, we have some small ideas about what we would like to do in a couple of years, but we'll just wait and play it the way we've done so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alan, this is Frida. I don't know if you've had a chance to meet Alan.
Hello, good to meet you.
Thank you.
Why
Let's have to do another one.
don't you sit in the middle and you talk about the sides?
Can you do it together with Alice and Steele?
Yeah.
First of all, will you pronounce your name for us?
Lars Malmström. I'm a press attaché at the Swedish consulate in Los Angeles.
Okay. Now, can you tell us a little about Abba in Sweden?
Yes, you wanted to know about Abba's earnings, and last year it was about $12 million, and that was Sweden's most profitable enterprise. And net, the whole export is the total sales is up to about $20 million, and 3/4 of that goes abroad. They sell it abroad, and the most popular countries for Abba is Australia, Great Britain, where they have been at the top of the pops for ages, and Japan, of course, besides all over Europe, and even in the Soviet Union, where they kind of succeeded the Beatles as the most popularly played group, you know.
In Russia?
Yes. They are very faithful to Sweden. You know, many people who earn money of that size move out of Sweden to get away from taxes and so on. But Abba they are very patriotic, old-fashioned patriotism. They think that they should pay taxes, and taxes should stay in Sweden, and they want to stay in Sweden. And that's an unusual thing these days, when everyone moves where it's most convenient for them, you know. Abba, I think, was to a great extent made by Stickan Andersson, their manager. They were singing in various groups before 1973, when they had their big hit Waterloo in London and broke through in Brighton. But Stickan Andersson is the guy who has gathered them, who has thought ahead, who has been the business genius, but at the same time a very, very artistic guy. He has written songs himself also, and he started out as a ground school teacher, and then he wrote so many songs that he had to have a publishing company, music publishing company, and that he started about 10 years before he met the individuals in Abba, and Abba was formed. Now he says that it isn't necessary to have marketing, an academic degree in marketing. He feels that you can, with a little bit of common sense, manage most things, but you have to think ahead. And so if people have accused Abba of being too commercial, I think with this background and with the artistic feeling that both the manager and the group have, you know, that there is very little ground for that, they have been thinking ahead, all of them. And they are working tremendously well as a group. You've seen in the papers that Björn Ulvaeus and Agneta Fältskog are going to divorce each other. And there were big headlines in the Swedish papers, of course, on that. But they're going to work together in the group exactly as usual. And they've been discussing this for about a year, and it's a very amicable divorce. They are continuing as before, although they have separate private interests.
What are some of Sweden's other exports?
The large exports of Sweden is, of course, the Volvo cars and the Saab cars. LM Ericsson telephone company, which has telephones in Mexico and everywhere else. They're building telephones all over the world, competing with the Bell telephone system, you know, and with General Telephone. Swedish ball bearings, there are quite a number of factories and so on all over the world. And then we have, of course, the traditional things like iron ore or steel and paper, pulp.
Well, you certainly did your homework. I thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.